Let us learn what happens on the first week of embryonic life. This is the uterine outline and this is the endometrium. So this will be the uterine lumen. Here you will have the ovary, and from the ovary the secondary oocyte is released, which is fertilized on day 0, forming zygote. Zygote undergoes a type of cell division which is known as cleavage division. So here you are seeing a 2-cell stage, and then further divisions occur in the coming days, and on day 3 you have a 16-cell stage which is known as the morula. Morula, the word means mulberry, because this is how a morula looks like. The inner group of cells is known as the inner cell mass, and the outer group of cells is known as outer cell mass. And note that on the outside you are still seeing over here the zona pellucida, which is shown by this purple line that I've drawn here. Morula then undergoes a type of transformation in which from outside fluid enters through the outer cells into the inner cell mass, and thus forms a lot of cavities. This is known as cavitation, and these cavities will coalesce together to form on day 4 what is known as a blastocyst. So blastocyst will always have a cavity. Note that even still now you have the zona pellucida intact. Let us have a look at a picture of blastocyst. Blastocyst will have a clump of cells over here which is known as the embryoblast, and a group of cells that lines the blastocyst cavity, and that is known as the trophoblast. These two terms are important because embryoblast is what becomes the embryo and trophoblast is actually what becomes the placenta. So this is the most primitive form of the embryo and the placental forms. After this, the zona pellucida slightly starts to disintegrate, and with the absence of zona pellucida, the blastocyst has a property to adhere onto the endometrium. And that is what is going to happen here. It is going to adhere and embed into the endometrium, and that happens on day 6, and this is known as implantation. So these are the events that occur in the first week. So we need to know the timings, the days of most important events of here. So how can we learn that? Obviously, zygote is formed on day 0. Morula is formed on day 3. The way I remember it is, you write M and you just flip it around, you find 3. So on 3rd day, you find the morula. And here you have blastocyst, and blastocyst is formed on day 4. How can you remember that? I write B, and if I split the B, you have 1 plus 3, and 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. So you can remember that day 4, you have blastocyst. And on day 6 you have implantation, and how I remember that, on SIX you have I is implantation. So these are 3 funny mnemonics that I use to remember these timings that happen in the first week. So first week is spanning from the fertilization on day 0 to implantation on day 6. Thank you.